What's going on, everyone? I'm Bobby. Welcome to Feature Friday. This week we have an update to the part order section, and yeah, as usual, I like to cover, the actual section itself in case people aren't aware of it. So some of you may or may not know, but there is a parts section separate from the inventory in Repair Shopper. They are divided. Parts is thought to be meant of a place to go to order things that you don't typically stock in your inventory. You wouldn't really want to track directly in your inventory. Whereas the inventory, you would, if you want to replenish your merchandise that you have in stock, you would use purchase orders. Parts have traditionally been specifically attached to tickets. Well, we've got an update that kind of changes things up a little bit that will allow you to now go straight to invoices. So let's check that out. So I'm going to head to the parts tab, and you can also get to the parts tab from a ticket if you wanted to as well, but I'm going to come in this way, and immediately the first thing you're going to see is a new column here, and that's the invoice column. And you're going to see that you can click to an invoice directly. And for some of you, you may have noticed there are part orders here that don't have tickets associated to them, but they have invoices associated to them. And yes, most astute viewer, you can create part orders and then just transition to invoices now. So let's actually take a look at that. I'm going to click New Item, and you'll see here all of the typical part order creation stuff. So I'm going to fill it in. And I'm going to hit Create Item. Now, if you look at the part, there is a button here called New Invoice. And if you click that, it will generate an invoice. Of course, you need to associate it to a customer first. So let's look one up. And an invoice will be created with the part order applied automatically to the invoice. This has been something that a lot of people have been asking for, and so I'm super happy to be able to do this. Let's jump back to parts really quick. And I was just on the screen, but I'll head back in there. Now if you go into an invoice and there's a part order, and there's an invoice already generated for it, you'll see an invoice button here where you can click the button and it'll navigate you directly to the invoice you generated for it. So you won't mistakenly create a second invoice for the same part order or anything like that. And you, again, if you're back on the part order index page, you can click here to go directly to the part. Now, it is possible to create a part order for a ticket and then transition it to an invoice from the ticket, of course. All of that still exists. In this case, if there's a part order with a ticket associated to it, you'll see the ticket instead of the invoice button. And in order to generate an invoice, you would need to go to the ticket in this case, and then click Make Invoice, and then it will take you to the invoice, just as the original flow has always done. So, to recap real quick, you can create part orders and immediately convert it to an invoice now. There is a new column in the part order index page where you can click directly on the invoices. When you have an invoice associated to a part order, you can click the button on the part order edit page and it will take you directly to the invoice. All this is directly from community feedback. It's meant to reduce clicks where possible and where it made sense. Geez, I hope people really like this kind of stuff. Let us know. See you in the next one. See ya.